Knicks Rehab.
Rehab, y'all.
We gotta call a spade, man. When I said it a couple weeks ago, RJ Barrett and Julius Randle were here. Yo, they don't mix together, bro. I don't know what it is. Maybe we gotta add another player to open things up for them, but I'm seeing it now with Brunson and KAT, and we saw it last year. They were trying to say the pick and roll, they average the highest amount of points in the pick and roll. Actually, like, yeah, but they don't look smooth. They don't look natural. It doesn't look like they really mix all ball. And we talked about it a little bit earlier, but I want to speak to it more. Why was it on the court tonight? Second quarter, KAT wasn't on that court when Mitchell Robinson was getting that ball in them 3 out of 4 possessions where he got 6 straight points. He wasn't there, and there was a lot of lineups now. It feels like you gotta sit Brunson down and let KAT go, or you gotta sit KAT down and let Brunson go all ball.
Well, I mean, not to toot my own horn, but I've been saying this, and everybody thought I was crazy. Kind of maybe took it a step further and said, I don't think they get along. Not saying that they dislike or hate each other, but I'm gonna be honest. I don't think Brunson likes playing with KAT. It's just my opinion. And we're not going to be successful if your two best players has no chemistry. When Brunson sits down, that's when KAT's supposed to take over. But you know, with KAT and Brunson on the court together, if both of us, excuse me, standing at the top of the key and want to do the same thing, and one is way better than the other at doing that, which is handling the ball, getting to the basket, shooting threes. I don't care how much of a big man, he the best big man shooting threes. He's not a better jump shot shooter than Jalen Brunson. I don't know how they're going to fix that, but we are not going to be able to win a championship or beat the great teams when Brunson sits down and KAT has a game like tonight. You can't expect Hart and Deuce and Bridges and these guys to do this every night. But a guy like KAT, who's supposed to be the legit second best player, all star, all NBA third team, getting 60 million a year, you're supposed to be playing at an MVP all star level all season long. And it just seems like for some reason it's not working. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't think it's gonna work. I think eventually the front office is gonna have to smarten up. If we're gonna win a championship, you're gonna have to get rid of KAT because I don't see him change. We know that saying. If I've been like this for 50, 60 years, you think I'm gonna change now? He's been in the league how long? So for me, unless he's gonna dig deep, pause it, and find it in himself and how he played last season for like maybe a month or two where he was just dominant, rebounding, and just playing strong. If he's going to figure out a way to do that, then we got a shot. But him and Brunson don't mix, and I don't think they like playing with each other. I told you this the other day. KAT thinks he's a number one. He wants to be a number one, but he knows he's not because you over there with Brunson. And Brunson is probably looking at him like, yo, bro, tired of giving you the ball up here and watching you go do these weak ass moves. You do that one move to the right and you go super weak. You don't get no calls. So for me, listen, this is a culture problem. You got to figure that out. You got to sit them down. You got to figure that out. And if you don't figure that out, we know who's going to go. It ain't going to be Brunson, but they don't mix, y'all. And I've been saying it. I don't think they like playing with each other. And I don't think Jalen Brunson likes playing with KAT. May he like him as a person? Yes. But on the court with him, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think Brunson likes KAT at all as far as playing basketball alongside him because you're not a dog. Um, and your game is listen, bro. I'm the little guy, you the big guy. I'm supposed to be able to dump the ball inside to you. You're supposed to be making the game easier for all of us. KAT don't make the game easy for nobody. Dump the ball and get in the post. The defense collapse, spray three. Like Mike Brown said, you kick it out to the open man. You don't get that with KAT. So for me, that's a problem. I wanted KAT here because I still rather him than Julius Randle. But this is the big problem. This is a big problem. And if it doesn't get fixed soon, we're going to be on the outside looking in when we talking about winning the championship.
Fleet, what are you seeing? I think it's at this point, it's been a year now. You said it's going to take some time for Mike Brown to get adjusted, but Cat and Jalen Brunson have had more than a year, an official training camp together, went to Abu Dhabi together. They be chilling together with their girls and they wild and all that. What are you seeing that may be holding them back, or are we overreacting?
I mean, for guys that just have a year under their belt playing with each other, for me, I ain't gonna panic too much right now, because at the end of the day, however they tried to figure it out or didn't figure it out, they found their way to be in the Final Four, the Eastern Conference Finals last year, with an opportunity to play for a championship. So, with all the hiccups and all the trying to figure it out and no chemistry, they did a damn good job last season. Cat was good for us last year, whether we want to like it, whether we like it or not. He's a third-team All-NBA player at his position. He helped us get to where we got to last year, where we haven't seen in a very, very long time. So Cat was damn good for us last year. Let's say that for a second. We bring in a new coach that has a completely different system, and everybody has been honest about who has the biggest adjustment in this system. It's Karl Anthony Towns. So if he's still trying to figure it out in game 15 or 16 or wherever we at, then he's still trying to figure it out. If we're talking about the chemistry between Brunson and Cat, that is something that those two guys need to figure out. They just need to figure it out. If they care as much about winning as they both say they do, then both of them need to figure it out. It can't be he got to do it and I'm not doing, or he got to do it, I'm not doing, because Brunson is getting his. Brunson is not going to be held accountable. I think it's a two-man thing. If Brunson is the guy, he's our best player, and we know that we can be even greater if we pull Cat along. We need to have some uncomfortable conversations. We need to have some challenging conversations. What do we need to do to put you in position to be successful with this team? How can I be better for you? I know what I can do for the team. How can I be better for you? Because at the end of the day, me and you gonna get us to where we need to. Not just me. Brunson ain't gonna do it by himself. I don't give a fuck what you two niggas think. It's not happening. Brunson ain't doing it by himself. So if Cat is here, if he's the guy, we need to figure it out. Yo, how are we gonna do this? How are we gonna do this?
Fleet, can I ask you a question?
Conversations have to happen.
Let me ask you a question real quick. Why is it that Cat is the only one that has to figure it out? It seems like everybody else is still either have they same game or gotten better this season, except Cat. Brunson is still at what he does, Hart, Bridges, Deuce. But it just seems, why is it that Cat is the only one that seems like he's struggling? He's not the only one with a new coach. Everybody has a new coach.
But nobody else seems like they're struggling? Nobody else seems like they're struggling to find their way in this offense?
Not the way Cat is.
So I don't understand. Why is that a problem?
What do you mean, why is that a problem?
Why is that a problem? If he's
why wouldn't it be a problem?
The coach who implemented, okay, so let me ask a question. If the coach who implemented the system out of his mouth said the person who's going to have the biggest problem adjusting is Cat, why y'all asking that question?
Because he's been around for 20 years of basketball minimum. He's a natural scorer. He's gonna get the most action, it seems like, in this system, since Mike Brown's the one who said he's gonna be starting from 5 different spots on the court minimum, like a Sabonis. It just seems like not just a natural scorer, a natural passer. Like, his passing ability is amazing. So the aggression is what lacks, and the fact that it's stifling him at this point in his life is amazing to me. And I get it. Brunson is not going to win a championship on his own. Nobody wins a championship on their own. I don't know if I can blame either one of them if their games don't match. I didn't really necessarily blame Brunson or Cat or Randle or RJ Barrett when they were here. Their games don't mix. So if you're telling me, you asking me why am I only blaming him, or if Mike Brown's saying he's gonna struggle, I don't care what Mike Brown says about that, bro. That shouldn't mean that you don't have 3 or 4 plays or a go-to move. That shouldn't mean if Kyle Kuzma is defending you in the post, Ryan Rollins is defending you in the post, then you're not taking advantage. And then when Miles Turner gets on you, then you want to turn on the Jets and get to the basket and get smacked, get your shot smacked at the rim. That doesn't make sense to me. Jalen Brunson is aggressive no matter what the matchup is, no matter what the play was drawn. If he gets the ball and feels like being aggressive, he's doing it. He hasn't been in the league as long as Karl Anthony Towns. He's not 7 feet tall. He's the guy. He's the typical guy that you guys, the doubters of Jalen Brunson, point to that kind of guy as having the advantage over everybody on the basketball court. So when I don't see the advantage, it's gonna be weird to me. Kind of weird that the tall guy struggles this much with aggression against everybody else who he has a mismatch on.
Hey man, so trade him. Y'all was so hell bent on getting rid of Tibbs, right? Y'all got frustrated with Tibbs. Y'all got what y'all want. So trade the nigga. So trade him. I don't need to like talk logic to you niggas. Fuck logic at the end of the day, because that's what we want to do. So trade him. Trade him. Trade the nigga. Go get Miles Turner like y'all wanted to. Trade him. Trade him after 1 year. Trade him. The fuck? Yeah, that's the type of time y'all want me. Trade the nigga. He's garbage. We got 1 year out of him. We didn't get much. We ain't get what we wanted. Trade the nigga then. That's what y'all want, right?
So
y'all know every fucking thing, right? Trade the nigga then, right?
So hold on, please. So for me, so my problem with KAT so far is watching the East at this point, with Detroit, Orlando, and Milwaukee. Like, we're gonna have a problem with those teams if KAT is not going to be able to dominate. They have big guys, and it just seems like, he has to get it together. Everybody, no matter the coaching change, everybody is still playing at a high level. KAT needs to be better. That's all I'm saying. I don't want to get into the trade part because that'll turn this into a whole nother live. We argue, get to that another live. I'm just saying, Fleet, he has to get better. And my thing is, all right, if you're not going to score, dominate other ways. Whether it's rebounding, whether it's 6-7 assists, whether it's deflecting shots. I'm saying, just because you having an off night don't mean you can't do anything else. So for me, I just feel Fleet, he has to play much better if we're gonna, hopefully be in contention for a championship.
I mean, I totally agree. I'm not about to sit up here and act like I'm some like KAT savior. I'm just saying that this shit takes time. This shit takes time. My whole outlook on this is going to continue to be completely different from the masses because we walked a new coach in here. And my expectation is like, I'm with the conversation and I'm with entertaining the shit. But if you talk to me like on the side, I'm gonna tell you, yo, my expectations for this Knicks team is not very high this year because I don't know what we're gonna get out of this coach. I don't know if the chemistry is gonna click right away. I don't know if this new offense that we're gonna implement is gonna work for what we need, for what we're trying to do. I don't know. I don't give a fuck how good niggas think we are. I have no clue. And right now, from what we've seen, close to 20 games, we have almost a quarter into the season. It's still a question mark. There's a lack of consistency. We played 2 really good games, but we could shit the bed against Toronto coming up and not play well. And we right back to over here saying, yo, this is not good, that's not good. There's no level of consistency. There's no identity yet. We have no clue who we are. No chemistry between our 2 best players. Like, so for us to sit up here and act like, yo, we this or we that, fuck out of here. It's not Flea not doing it. I'm not doing it. I don't give a fuck how good niggas think Jalen Brunson is. There's a lot of change going on around Jalen Brunson over the last 4 seasons. Let's keep it a buck about that. There's a lot of change going on around him.
What
so
change?
Regardless of the fact, he's the constant great. He's the constant great. He is the constant great. But there's plenty of different rosters that have been around him. Guys that he gets to depend on, guys he don't have no more, that he can't depend on anymore. We love Dante DiVincenzo, no longer here, right? A guy that we depended on, right? A guy that we felt like, oh, maybe we could have kept him, maybe we couldn't. That was a conversation between Knicks fans, right? All I'm saying is that JB's been great, but we keep changing what this thing looks like and acting like, yo, we right there. There's no consistency. We got to create some consistency and a foundation before we act like we really somebody. And we got Mike Brown in here now, and we talking about, oh, KAT ain't the great. Yeah, KAT ain't playing well. That happens sometimes when a new coach comes into play. It happens. I don't know what we expecting. 15-1, we ain't OKC. No.
But I also think the fact that when Jalen Brunson sits down, it just seems KAT is way more comfortable. And I don't know if it's because they operate from the same spots or they're comfortable from getting their game started from the same spots, top of the key, the wings, the like that especially above the 3-point line. There's a lot of like, why is KAT starting that many times from the 3-point line when you got Brunson in the game? I hate to bring up Larry Bird and Kevin McHale, but Larry Bird moved to the 3 so McHale could play the 4. And it's not quite that, but I want to see like somebody address this. I want to, we'll get to Mike Brown in a second, but that is evident, bro. Jalen Brunson, even as much as we like Jalen Brunson, he likes playing more without KAT. It feels like, why is that? How come you ain't addressing that? Why aren't we talking more about that? Nobody in the media is asking him that. He's not addressing it himself, and he's quick to say anything else about his defensive, his lack of defense, his major lack of defense. Well, how about your major lack of chemistry with the star player that you brought in, that you guys were lauding over? Because it wasn't just, I'm not a KAT fan, but all ball is or was, and a lot of people were, and it sounded like Brunson was too. So how come he's not addressing that? So yeah, if you want us to hold him accountable, flee the Jalen Brunson stands. Here we are. How come he's not addressing it? Mike Brown's not addressing it, bro. We see it. You went on a run without KAT again. The biggest run we had in the playoffs, the biggest debacle that might have cost Tom Thibodeau his job was being up 15, 2.5 minutes ago, whatever it was, when Brunson's ass was on the bench and KAT was on the floor. That's obvious. And that was in the Eastern Conference Finals. And now here we are, year number 2. It feels like the same thing again. And it feels like this season, I don't say it's slipping away, but the championship hopes, we had to slow everything down because we're like, yo, if our 2 best guys don't look championship style together on the court, we can't talk about that. We got a lot of things to fix defensively, and those 2 guys being a threat, because if they are that threatening to any team, now the defense becomes a little bit easier. Hate to say it like that, because Flea always said that, broke that down with Mikal Bridges. When he scores, he plays a little bit better defense, and maybe that's what's going to get Brunson and KAT going, when it's like, yo, I can't wait to play defense and get that ball back. I think that's just natural for anybody to feel. And I think that's another part of it where it stands out to us. Like, even if we didn't realize they didn't play well together, when one of them sits on the bench, we go, hold up. Since when the hell did you like playing basketball with the New York Knicks jersey on? Because the other stars sat down. Like, it's, I don't know, Flea, it's bothering me, even during the win.
My opinion, guys have to play up to their potential. Guys are getting paid big money, and you expect big production from them. I know, that's cliche, and sometimes we don't want to hear that, but listen, we know Brunson is underpaid. People still have a problem with, Mikal Bridges and the 5 picks. Let's be honest. Was it worth it? At this point, I don't know. KAT, $60 million man. Let's be honest. Is that worth it? Don't know. So, for me, that's a part of the game that, a lot of people really never want to discuss. Same thing with OG. He got the max. Biggest contract in Knicks history. Of course, there's going to be one that's going to top that, but I'm saying as of right now, let's be honest. Is it worth it? So my thing is, you guys are getting all-star money. You guys are getting max money. Play up to your potential. And I just feel like too many times more than other, the only one that's doing that is Brunson. Too many times Bridges drifts away. Too many times KAT drifts away. Now, is that a Brunson problem? Him being a point guard, not getting guys involved? That's a whole nother discussion. Maybe that can be something we need to discuss, because Flea is big on holding everybody accountable. And I gotta agree with him with that. Maybe we do have to start looking at Brunson a little bit more, as far as like, listen, bro, we know you get your 30, 40 clip. But for us to be successful, everybody has to get involved. So for me, it's a lot of moving parts and it's a lot of things that we could be discussing. But at the end of the day, guys get paid to perform. And it just seems like too many times more than others. Brunson is the only one performing at that high level. And we know he's been underpaid. Guys like Cat, OG, Bridges, listen, we brought y'all guys over here to get us over the hump, to be the difference. And I just think when I advocated for Cat, I just thought he would make the game easier. I thought Julius Randle, even though he was a good fit, the game was difficult. I thought with Cat, better offensively, spread the floor more, get down in the post a little more, mix it up, make the game easier. And it just seems like that's not the case. I didn't know Cat just 100% wanted to be a guard. I really didn't think that.
But Fleet also, somebody, damn, I forgot who said it in the chat. Why did it feel like Ant-Man played better with Karl Anthony Towns? I forgot how Chris Finch was there for a couple years, to your point about Mike Brown and the coaching, being with a team for some time. Chris Finch was there for some time over there in Minnesota, and he kind of knew Cat. And there was a lot of plays that he ran from the corner, and that's what I really haven't seen. I've seen it for a couple of games with Karl Anthony Towns this season. But Finch kind of knew his guy. It wasn't just that Ant-Man knew his guy. I mean, Ant-Man seems to be like a real, just a dope teammate to have, especially at that age, to boost your confidence when you could have beef with the egos and being superstars on the team. Ant-Man's a real, like, it seems like he's really a perfect that level of energy and personality to have that balance of boosting your confidence. We don't see that normally. Like, to praise that, whether it's Iverson, John Morant, the superstar, rock star personality, they usually clash. He's really good at boosting, his teammates' personality. But also, to your point about Chris Finch and Mike Brown needed some time with Cat. This has only been 2 months with Cat, 3 months with Cat. So where is that at, though? Where are the plays for him that are go-to? ALLBALL TV. They scared, but I'm not. They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.